Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Grace. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
think we'll wait about a minute or so and then we can get started. I see we only have 23 people and we are expecting about 50 plus. So in a minute's time, we shall start. Okay, I think we can get started. Welcome to today's webinar on how to market your library. My name is Sheda. I will be directing today's session. Please note the session is being recorded for those who are unable to attend and for you to access later. So effective marketing is not just for businesses. It is a critical tool for us to ensure our libraries are visible, relevant, and indispensable. In today's fast-paced world, we really need to make sure that people just do not stumble upon us, but that they know how much value we offer. As librarians, we provide essential resources and support, but often the challenge lies in making sure others recognize the full value of what we offer. If we don't tell people about our services and make sure our presence is felt, we risk being overlooked. And that's where marketing comes in. Our speaker this morning is Grace van Niekerk. She will share her insights on how we can all step up our marketing game and make sure our libraries are seen as the essential resources that they are. Thank you all for being here. Let's dive in. We will start the program off with our chairman's address by Marupini.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Morning, colleagues. Welcome to our webinar for today. I can switch off my camera here. Yes, my name is Marupini Ramavina. I am currently the OSALL Chair. I am based at the Northwest University in our Vaal campus. So welcome to our session for today, colleagues. Briefly before we start, let me see if I can quickly share something with us. Yeah, briefly about OSALL, colleagues. Thank you. Yeah, we are OSALL, Organization of South African Law Libraries. We have over 50 institutions represented, over 100 specialized members. So we join, we invite members, local and international, to join our organization. Our purpose, we aim to link and support everyone interested in law librarianship in South Africa. Who are we? We are a registered non-profit organization that aims to link and support legal libraries across the country. And we are also part of the SAHUM. I think everyone knows that conference, South African Online Information Meeting. We invite everyone who to join our association, colleagues. both local and international. If you become a member of OSAL, we offer networking opportunities with other libraries in the legal industry who share the same passion about library association. We also offer opportunity for professional development, like we're having this webinar today on marketing the library services. We also plan to develop leadership and professional skills for all our members. If you are a member of OSAL, you will receive subscription to our newsletter. We publish 3 newsletters per year. We allow individual and institutional membership for those who want to join our association. And the prices and the amounts are available on our website. I hope everyone is familiar with our websites. Lastly, as OSAL, let me see if I can also share this. We have T-shirts and marks for OSAL. I hope you can all see this picture. This picture was taken during our OSAL AGM in August, held in Pretoria. So we have these marks, the OSAL marks and the OSAL T-shirts available for our members. If you are interested in buying any of these, please contact any of the OSAL committee members. We encourage everyone, please get the OSAL merchandise, and then let's market our association out there. The last one, let me see if I can also get that picture. The last one will be okay. Yeah, no, it's not opening. Sorry, yeah, it's not opening. Yeah, but otherwise, thank you. Welcome to our session, colleagues, how to market library services. We hope you will take notes. It is important, like the chairperson said, to market our libraries, especially now in the world of AI. So does marketing end? Does it die? Or must we continue marketing our library services to our users out there? Very, very important to market our libraries colleagues to our community. Our director of the library services here at the Northwest University always says, Marupeni, if you don't market yourself to the users, if you don't continue to tell your users, the students here at the Northwest University, about you as a librarian and the services that you are doing, they will continue to exist without you. Thank you, Chairperson. Welcome, colleagues. Let's enjoy the webinar and let's ask questions and participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Marupini. Next on the agenda is our guest speaker. So it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to Grace van Niekerk. She is the faculty librarian for law at the University of Western Cape. She has been part of the UWC team since 1997 and holds a law degree as well as being an admitted advocate of the High Court of South Africa. In addition to her legal qualifications, she completed a postgraduate diploma in library science and is currently working towards a master's degree in library science with a focus on print and electronic resources. With that very impressive background, Grace has a unique understanding of the power libraries hold and how vital it is to effectively market these resources to ensure they stay relevant. Thank you and welcome, Grace.
Thank you very much. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining this webinar today. So as you all know, my name is Grace van Niekerk, and I'm the faculty librarian for law here at UWC. And I'm really honored to have received this invite to present to you today. So during this presentation, I will discuss strategies I have used to promote library services within the UWC law faculty. But please note that I am not a marketing expert or a specialist in any way, but this sharing is simply the tips and tricks I have learned over the years in the job. So I'm going to share my presentation now. Moment. Okay, so can everybody see the presentation?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this presentation is aimed at librarians, but regardless of whether you work in a law firm or at a university or special or corporate libraries, I hope that you can take away a tip of two from my story. So the introduction. So the main issue we actually face today is that libraries are packed with a wealth of resources and services. But the challenge is getting people to actually use them. At the heart of it, that is what marketing is all about. So essentially, we must ensure that everyone has access to the information they need. So law libraries all over store all kinds of legal documents like cases, legislation, commentary, and so forth. So our libraries also play a key role in keeping legal information and historical records safe, ensuring that they last forever. So to make sure these resources are fully used, marketing is important and we need to engage with users to understand and meet their needs. Today we face challenges like rising costs and tight budgets, all while keeping up with the fast-changing world of technology. A clear example of this is the beast called the generative AI. So with more people turning to AI for information, it is so much more important than ever before for librarians to play a key role in educating our users about factual, legal information and where to find it. So here's an outline of what I plan to cover in this presentation, but I'm not going to read out this whole list. So just take a quick moment to scan through it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So here's just a quick overview of my role at UWC. It's not everything, but it's just like a kind of an overview. So I collaborate with the faculty to enhance our resources and provide consultations and training to support information and reference services. I also assist users with research and reference inquiries to manage loan services to ensure easy access to materials, promote our resources through marketing efforts, and focus on my professional development to continuously improve our services. So the challenges, it would be an injustice to tell you about all the good without mentioning the bad. So that's where I want to start this presentation. Let's talk about some of the challenges I face as a faculty librarian at UWC. First of all, engaging both faculty and students in this digital age can be tough. Many just are not aware of what we offer, which makes it a challenge to get them involved. Then, as we all know, higher education are facing serious budget constraints. It is frustrating when I have great ideas but limited resources to make it happen. I also deal with limited staff and time for marketing our services. So juggling multiple roles means I have to be strategic in how I promote the library. It can feel a bit overwhelming at times. So to tackle these challenges, I now want to shift gears and tell you about the strategies and techniques I employ to promote the resources and services in the UWC law faculty. So to promote library services effectively, I focus on having a clear marketing strategy. So at the beginning of each year, I start setting specific goals to achieve in that year, like boosting student engagement or being more visible on my social media platforms. I identify key messages about what the library offers, and then I choose the best channels to share them, whether through emails, social media like Facebook, WhatsApp, or LinkedIn, or even in-person events like workshops. For instance, my hope for next year's strategy is to increase awareness by creating a short monthly email newsletter to the faculty to highlight different resources, especially the new ones, and events like workshops and boot camps, or even my collaborations with lecturers where I support integration of these tools into course assignments. Also, the library might update its website to make it easier to find information about new books or upcoming events. I use social media to share these updates. There might be recent changes in the law, and I usually share it on social media to help students and staff to stay informed. I also promote open access books and articles on social media, especially on LinkedIn. The other thing that I also have is I've got like two WhatsApp accounts, one for groups and the other one I use for my family members and friends. So the one I am using as a tool is to market the library services because it is highly effective due to its widespread use, accessibility, and instant communication capabilities. Now let's have a quick look at the steps for really getting to know or understand our audience as law librarians. First, we need to identify our user groups. But who are they? So the primary users will be law students, faculty like academics or researchers, and legal professionals like lawyers and so forth. But each user group has distinct needs that we should consider. Next, it's all about gathering data. Here we can use surveys, interviews, and observations to find out what users really need. For example, like many first-year students that I dealt with, struggle with finding case law, which is a common issue that I have addressed in my daily activities at UWC. After that, we gather feedback, we'll analyze it to spot if there's any trends and specific user requests. This insight will help us adapt marketing strategies like a solid plan to keep us on track with our promotional efforts. For example, I would host workshops for my students or staff, or I would create short helpful video clips pointing out users to the databases and information resources. Finally, we must evaluate our efforts regularly and make changes to respond to user feedback received. Keeping an open line of communication thus ensures our library meets the needs of our users. So I'm going to talk about now building relationships with our key stakeholders and to strengthen the UWC Law Library's impact. I really do my very best to focus on building meaningful relationships with my faculty, administrators, lecturers, and more importantly, the students. I try to find the time to stay connected through regular communication and engagement, but most importantly, through various faculty meetings. I also have like a personal policy, and that is to respond as quick as possible to any queries received from staff and students. Furthermore, I set up regular Friday catch-up or informal coffee meetings with some of the lecturers to understand their research needs and create special research guides to their needs. This way, they can make sure that the library is supporting their work and adding value to their daily tasks. So when I'm talking about student engagement, like I organize workshops in collaboration with my students based on their needs on topics like research strategies, avoiding plagiarism, and understanding how to reference, or navigating specific law databases like Tutor, LexisNexis, and so forth. So these peer-to-peer sessions create a comfortable environment, especially for the students to ask questions. I also involve the Law Student Council in planning and participating in the law library events. For example, as you can see in these visuals, I recently hosted a 2-day legal skills workshop where students competed in an online law assessment for some cool prizes. The influence of the Law Student Council really helped boost attendance and interest. So also let me tell you, one of my ideas for next year is to organize like a legal research skills boot camp. And this will especially be for the new law students at the start of the academic year. Then I want to create a series of interactive sessions covering basic research skills, how to use library sources, and tips for academic writing. To promote the bootcamp, I will be sending out emails to incoming students, post announcements on the law faculty's website, and distribute flyers around the campus. So when I create promotional materials, I focus on high quality images and graphics that grab the attention. I will always incorporate the library's branding to keep things consistent and reinforce our identity. I make sure to use compelling headlines and clear messaging to convey the right information. Keeping the design clean and uncluttered is important for easy readability so the staff and students can quickly grasp the content. I also include a clear call to action to encourage engagement and drive the response I want. Plus, I adapt the content to align with the interests and needs of staff and students, making it more relevant and effective. So when I measure my success as a law librarian, I will always evaluate my marketing efforts to see what is working and what needs improvement. I track engagement by monitoring event attendance and resource usage. So gathering user feedback is key. So I use surveys and informal chats to learn about their experiences. After workshops or new resource launches, I ask for their thoughts on what was useful and what could be better. With this feedback, I refine my strategies by focusing on popular content and addressing recurring issues. This ongoing evaluation helps ensure my marketing efforts are effective and meet the needs of my users. Now I've created like a short video of my success stories. Let me just play it for you. See if I can share the sound. And then now let's have a look into some of my success stories of how I have promoted our law library services for faculty and students. Because who doesn't love a good story? I have partnered with the Law Student Council to organize training workshops for law students at various levels. It's been a great way to engage with them. You know, students like getting a free coffee during finals. One of my favorite initiatives was the Valentine's Heart Challenge competition, where I introduced first-year students to our online subject guides. This was like an online treasure hunt. Nothing says love like legal research, right? I also had the chance to do radio interviews to promote the library services and facilities. Just me, a mic, and the opportunity to reach a wider audience on campus. Talk about pressure. In collaboration with vendors, for example, I have organized Westlaw database training. Lunchtime trainings. Yes, these were more like window shopping for legal research tools. With iCanva, our learning management system, I help lecturers link to prescribed materials and created lessons for students embedded on iCanva. Let me tell you, this was all about making their lives easier, one link at a time. On social media, this year I focused on LinkedIn. for sharing updates and legal news. Please check my stats, and let's just say it's more popular than I thought. I am also using our lab guides creatively, which has been fantastic for research guidelines. I regularly update and promote them because who doesn't want to be the library's VIP? Finally, I use evaluation forms to gather feedback on students' learning experience. Think of it as my report card. And of course, I've got some photos from the awards for being the best librarian at UWC. Not once, but twice in the past 5 years. It's nice to know I'm actually doing something right. And I thank you. Now, so thank you for listening. To finish up the presentation, we will have a question and answer session where you can ask any questions and share what have worked or not worked for you. And this is also a great time to chat about any problems you have faced and come up with new clever ideas for getting the word out about our library services. So it is all about learning from each other and finding new ways to improve. Or you are also welcome to contact me by taking down my details. Thank you. Let me just stop sharing.
Thank you, Grace. Any questions for Grace? I actually have a question, Grace. I was
Yes.
wondering, how can we adapt your boot camp idea for our incoming candidate attorneys in law firms? Can you tell us more about your boot camp, what it entails?
Yes, that is only still a plan that I'm actually working on for next year. So, like every year I have like kind of an idea what I actually want to do. So, like this year, when students come to me, if you do like interviews with the students and they come to your office, you actually listen what they need or what they want, where is the problems. So that's where I see, and then I will maybe like create a video. So I started this thing like I want to do this to create this kind of the boot camp idea for the incoming students. So I'm still sitting with that idea and want to see what I actually can do. But I also want to involve our teaching and learning librarian um, to work with me on this because it will be kind of a, and as we all know, our first year students struggle a lot. But like I said, in this year actually, what I was doing, I saw that they struggle with they don't really know how to start the assignments and so forth. So I did concentrate more on academic reading and the writing with them, especially with the first years. But you would be surprised, it's not only the first years, it's like third years and fourth years as well. Say, for instance, they have to do this compulsory research proposal, then they don't know how to, say, for instance, start the paragraph introduction or start the paragraphs. And I was actually thinking, did make a video of that, but I didn't send it out yet. I actually want to make a series of that videos before I want to send that out. So this is only still an idea of this bootcamp, but I can share it with anybody if I going to start my plan and plan it out. How am I going to do that?
Thank you very much. Anyone that wants to speak, just raise your hand so that we can unmute you.
Hi, Chair Maropeni.
Yes, Marupini.
Thank you, Grace, for the presentation. Just to share with colleagues, Grace, she's very active in social media, like she just shared now, in terms of marketing or sharing her marketing strategies there. That's actually how we got to know about her. One of our OSAL ExCo members saw Grace posting on LinkedIn about the marketing strategies that she does on LinkedIn. And that's when that colleague, the ExCo colleague, suggested that, guys, please let's invite Grace to come and share with us the marketing strategies. She's very active on social media. That's very impressive, colleagues. Where we are now, our students now, they're all over social media. So in order for us not to lose them, we need to be there, colleagues, where the users are, so that we must be able to reach out to them. Yeah, for me, like I said at the beginning, what is always ringing in my ears is the story from my director, who's always saying, guys, if you don't continue to market your services to these students who are here on campus, they will continue to exist without you. And briefly now, the last 2 points, colleagues. I like that idea, Grace, where you said you have coffee meetings with the academics. I think it can help us a lot in terms of arranging training sessions. Most of us in academic institutions, we still struggle to get students to come and attend our library trainings. So I think if we form that relationship with the academics where we can sit down with them over coffee and talk about this, I think it will make our lives easier. And also you are saying you are partnering with the Law Student Council. I think that's another great idea that we can establish here at academic institutions to say, if we want our law students to attend our library trainings, the activities that we have, let's invite the Law Student Council, the student leadership in the law faculty. They will assist us to spread the word, and then attendance will improve. Lastly, this one will be a question now, Grace. You said you'll respond as quick as possible, your turnaround time for response. How long is that? Is it hours, or is it a day or two? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. So as we all know, we all got cell phones, and if your email address is, or your email is always on your cell phone. So either I will respond via my phone, or if I'm in my office, I will respond immediately. So the other thing I also want to share with everyone is that why my, as you can saw on the video, why my lab guides is like from the 1st of January up until now, more than 38,000. Last year it was more than 13,000. And then I was sitting in the beginning of the year and I was thinking, what can I do to increase the views and to make it easier for the students as well? So I liaise with the faculty and then I ask them to send their course outlines to me. So based on their course outlines, I will create this lab guides. And then I will send the link to the faculty, and I will, because they gave me access, lecturer access to the eCanva as well. So I will place that link of the lab guide on eCanva, and I will place it on social media as well for the students, staff, or anybody who wants to see it. So that was actually now a great idea. The other thing I also want to do is, if we're talking about like AI and all the stuff, so what I want to do, maybe my next move is to create a lab guide. I was thinking, say for instance, you get maybe like any, say for instance, you want to watch a video or you go to, say for instance, Netflix. So Netflix will tell you, okay, there's the search button, then there's the button for maybe series and button for movies and so forth. Now I want to create just a lib guide for maybe for law books, maybe then said, okay, this is my recommended books, this is open access books, and so forth. But the thing is, always I'm putting on LinkedIn the open access books because I view the course outline or like the postgrad students, the books that I place on my social media, it's more for the postgrad students and for the staff. Because if I listen to the postgrad students and the staff and their needs, then I will go and have a look where I can find open access books for them. And then I place it on social media. So I'm the kind of person, I also said to myself, I am not going to sit in the office the whole time. So I want to take the library to the faculty and to the students. So I went to the Dean of Law and I spoke to him and I said to him, I want to be embedded in the faculty. So currently what I'm doing, I'm sitting there at the faculty on a Monday and on a Wednesday. And then I will liaise, I'm there by the lecturers and I will liaise with them and I will give them training in that office because they are computers as well. Then what I'm also doing is I liaise with some of the lecturers. So then I co-teach with these lecturers as well. Even I do it like after hours because why? You can't do that in 1 hour. Sometimes it go over to 3 hours because it's the lecturer and it's me in the online because it's online. And sometimes I also ask the lecturer because I know at the beginning of each semester, for the first 2 weeks maybe, it's only they gave out the course outlines and so forth. Then I ask them, can't I take over your lecture after you giving out the course outline? And then I will have a training session with the students, or we will sometimes just speak in general. But yeah, and as I told you yesterday, I'm the only, not only faculty librarian here, but I don't have like an assistant or somebody that assists me sometimes. And as I said, also you must have a passion for your work. And really, it's amazing. Um, sometimes not sometimes, all the times I'm working after hours as well. And the students really appreciate it. But I was also thinking about another idea it's just an idea because we must remember the transition from for the students from matric to the university is a very big step. So I'm still thinking about how or what can I do to promote the library services to the students that are in matric. So yeah, as I said, there's still kind of an idea. Okay, any other questions?
Yes, Grace. Tanya would like to know. She says you mentioned AI and she wants to know, has it had a large impact on you and your role?
Yes, it does, but we must remember we're talking about AI, but for a long time we actually using AI, but we actually not aware of it. So as you all know, and you listen to my video, like my voice, I've got a very deep voice. So last year or during the COVID period, it was really tough to do on your own video. So the students, say for instance, the students say they don't know where to go to find maybe LexisNexis or where to find Juta. And if it's a lot of students that want to know that, I will quickly create a video for them. But as I said, we all using AI at the moment. So my voice is not like a professional voice, and I actually want to do this like professional. So I want to go look for maybe for voiceover to do the voiceover on my videos. The other thing is we currently in the process of the university. They've got developing a guideline at the moment for the AI, not a policy, a guideline. I'm not actually training my students now on AI like ChatGPT or because I am not sure what must I actually tell them. ChatGPT is a good way for students to get maybe an outline of what they actually want to do. But then you get the students that actually misuse ChatGPT. They copy the stuff and they paste it just as is on the Word document. That's why I actually don't want to go too deep into AI at the moment with the students. I first want to get the guidelines and see how I can go forward with that.
Thank you so much, Grace. And just putting it out there, for an unprofessional, I think your voiceover was very good. So well done. Um, I just have one other question. How would one measure the success of a marketing campaign for a law library?
So what we are doing here is that after the marketing, say for instance, we market something now, and then we will send out a survey to the students. Sometimes we're using the lip wizard, but most of the time, because for me it's easy to use the Google Forms. So I will be sending out the Google Forms, and we get a lot of responses from the students when we do the surveys. I like to do surveys and because I want to understand what the students think and how I actually can do better. Because like when I look at the survey and I analyze it, I can see because and I know it afterwards when I sit and think back, if I give training maybe that I might not might, I am talking too fast and that actually learned me if I give a training to speak a bit slower. So every time we market the library or its resources, we're sending out. We've got a lot of what you call it, quizzes, or that you can actually just edit. So I created that, and I put it. It is on my lip wizard. Then I just tell the other faculty librarians they can use it and they can edit it according to their discipline.
Okay, thank you, Grace. I see there are other questions coming in. Amanda wants to know, she says, you showed us how your social media is working. My question is, what did you do to make staff and students aware of your WhatsApp group, LinkedIn, etc., so they can follow you?
Okay, so on my WhatsApp, as I said, I've got this two WhatsApp accounts. So the one I use just for family and friends, and the other ones I just use for groups. So if I go for trainings and we only get a 1 hour for training, and then I observe that students might be like confused, they do not understand. Then I tell them, okay, let's form this WhatsApp group. One can be the administrator, and then they will add me to that group. And we then usually talk, or I will send them the videos on WhatsApp group or the information they actually want. And it's actually very much more easier than to have like an email sent via your Gmail account to send to them. For me, it really works.
Okay, thank you for that. Marapini wants to know how many law students you have at UWC?
I think we have more than, it depends, I think we've got more than 5,000 law students at UWC. So sometimes in a lecture hall, there's kind of like 600 students that I gave training to, yeah. But it
Wonderful.
also, if I give training to them, I also decide, okay, what is important and what's not. So like this 2-day workshop, the legal skills workshop that me and the Law Student Council organized was like the first day, I just concentrated on the referencing. And then afterwards, I did do like a search strategies and a database. But as I said, the time is not enough. Although I'm doing it during my lunch hour, because everybody is free during their lunch hour.
Okay, thanks for answering that, Grace. And Peter Duplessis wants to know if your workshops are compulsory and module assessed.
No, our workshops are not compulsory, but if I do have the training sessions, I assess the students. So especially when I co-teach as well, I do the assessment, and then because the lecturer gives me lecture rights on eCanva, that's our learning management system, and then I will create a test in there and they will do the test in eCanva as well.
Okay, if there are no further questions, I think we can all agree that Grace has given us a lot to think about and even more to put into action. So a big thank you to you again for your time and expertise.
Thank you.
Right, I sincerely, pardon?
Hi, Chair Marupini here. Sorry, just the last one. I just received one email
Okay.
from a colleague who's attending here. I'm sharing a picture here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Just a member of our a colleague attending here. She says we don't know all the members of the OSALL Exco. Just briefly, colleagues, for introduction, this picture was taken during our AGM in Pretoria in August this year. So this is Marupini here, the chairperson from Northwest University. Here we have Hesma from University of Free State Academic Library. She's the treasurer. We have Anthea here from UCT Law Library. She's the secretary. Here we have Sharon. She works at a law firm, I think it's Weber Fensel. And then here in the middle, we have Karabo, the immediate past chairperson of OSALL. She's now the additional member, also law firm. Shadia, our chairperson for today, she also works at a law firm. And then we have Eliska here, our newsletter editor. She also works at a law firm. Next to her, Danielle, another additional member. She also works at a law firm. And then Magdalene also works at a law firm. Magdalene is our website administrator. And then this side we have Zamo, who is our current PRO. Thank you for that email. So the colleague just wanted to say, please introduce your executive committee members. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, so I hope you're all leaving here with some new tools and inspiration to take back to your own libraries. I think it's important for us to all to connect, collaborate, and support one another in this journey. I believe an invitation was sent out for the year-end function, so just a reminder to please RSVP. You don't want to miss this one. Take care, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you at the year-end. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.